Marhay na aga sa Indugabos. A pleasant morning to Commissioner Eileen Lourdes A. Lisada, Commissioner Ryan Alvin R. Acosta, Assistant Commissioner Ariel G. Ronquillo, and the directors and staff of the Central and Regional Offices. The Constitution and Republic Act 6713 provide that it is the policy of the state to promote a high standard of ethics in public service. Public officials and employees shall at all times be accountable to the people and shall discharge their duties with utmost responsibility, integrity, competence and loyalty, act with patriotism and justice, lead modest lives, and uphold public interest over personal interest. As civil servants, we are duty-bound to abide by the law and observe the public service values of patriotism, integrity, excellence, and spirituality or PIES. I hope that we do not only know RA 6713 and the public service values by heart, but we exemplify and nurture those values in the performance of our duties and functions. Today, we shall put emphasis on the I in PIES, the integrity. Integrity means consistently adhering to moral and ethical principles, whether alone or in public. And now, allow us to share with you how we, the CSCRO 5 family, walk the talk in terms of demonstrating integrity in the workplace.
In our quest to ensure integrity in all transactions in the CSC Albay Field Office, most especially in the processing of appointments, we evaluate received appointments for attestation based on the existing qualification standards of the position and guided by the rules in the 2017 ORA and other pertinent civil service law and rules. In CSC Albay Field Office, you are always assured of our service with integrity.
Camarines Sur Field Office is your dependable partner in following through examination commitments. We communicate politely and honestly with our clients and hold ourselves accountable for our actions.
As government workers assigned in the field office, we are very much open to the public scrutiny. So here in the field, we see to it that integrity is practiced in all services that we provide, down to the simplest transaction of requests for a copy of records. We avoid acting in ways that would give the wrong impression to the public. Because public's perception is very important, it is not enough that we are honest, but we should also always be perceived as honest.
Integrity happens when our commitments and actions are in congruence, kahit anong sitwasyon man ang kinalalagyan natin. In simpler terms, it is about walking our talk. In dealing with our clients in Catanduanes, I want to be trusted. I want my work matter to be credible, even when I'm under pressure and even when there's no one watching.
How does one exemplify integrity in terms of handling client queries? I always think of two things. Number one is anonymity, and number two, confidentiality. Sa trabaho natin sa CSC, bawal ang maging marites. Kasi kapag naging marites tayo, hindi na tayo mapagkakatiwalaan ng ating mga kliyente. So that is why integrity is really important.
Service integrity means living up to a commitment made either through explicit statements or implicitly through behavior. In the receipt of the request for publication of vacant positions, we live up to our commitment to forward the soft copy of the publication within 4 hours upon receipt of the same, and the same date will be reflected in the hard copy of the publication.
Ginagawa ko ang aking trabaho na maayos at tapat kahit na walang nagbabantay.
For the Examination Services Division, we strictly comply with the rules and procedures relative to exams and eligibilities. We maintain the confidentiality of records and the integrity of CSC examinations. We dedicate ourselves to do our best at work, despite any difficulties. And we take responsibility and accountability for our actions.
Disposition of cases are always based on the law and the facts. The action officers do not allow an intervention from political figures or any interference from influential persons. The LSD personnel do not have a direct transaction or interaction with the clients to avoid familiarity. We also observe confidentiality of the records by adhering to the confidentiality policy of the office.
We demonstrate integrity in budget and financial management by spending properly and accordingly the government funds and by abiding with the rules and regulations set by DBM, COA, and CSC.
HR has an obligation to conduct assessments in recruitment, selection, and placement in an impartial manner, ensuring that we do not allow our own biases to influence the results. Ang confidentiality ng mga resulta ng HRMPSB assessments, pati po mga tools na gamit dito, ay kinakailangang pagkaingatan. Sinisiguro namin na hindi mapangunahan ng mga haka-haka at iwasan ang pagdududa, lalo pat hindi pa nakapag-a-appoint ang aming head or appointing authority. Isa pang aspeto na sinusubok ang integridad ng mga nasa HRD ay ang pangangasiwa ng L&D or Learning and Development. Tulad din ng examination, ang data ng mga nakapag-register sa aming mga trainings ay sinisigurong hindi mabago o kaya mabahira ng anomalya dahil sa ang mga record ng training hours ay critical na bahagi ng qualification standards na maaring makaapekto sa appointment o promotion ng isang empleyado.
As a process owner of Prime HRM, we sum up our actions into 3 U's. That is, use the Prime HRM maturity level indicators as guide in the conduct of all Prime HRM activities, specifically on assistance and assessments. Second, uphold one of the CSC core values, which is integrity. Nasa pagbibigay namin ng serbisyo, patungkol sa Prime HRM, sinasaisip namin hindi lang ang pansariling kapakanan, kundi ang magiging epekto nito sa CSC bilang isang ahensya ng gobyerno. Pangatlo, an ending prayer asking for God's intervention to enlighten us to be able to come up with fair and just assessment results.
At the RO, requests for assistance are usually submitted in the form of email. As a unit, we commit to respond to them promptly or within the day. Kung merong email overload, we post advisory informing the public on the reason for the delay in our response time. That way, they will not entertain distrust sa kakayanan ng opisina na matulungan sila. In our reply to the emails, we also include said explanation. So most of them replied back telling us they are thankful for the response and they fully understood the situation.
As head of the different committees, I have a strong adherence to rules and regulations and processes as defined in the procurement law. I consistently observe fairness and impartiality in the assessment of applicants for a vacant position, whether an internal or external applicant, and discuss with the HRMPSB members their observations of the applicant's performance in the BEI to be able to come up with a more objective consensus rating of each of the applicant's competencies required of a position.
As the head of the regional office, I demonstrate integrity in all the decisions that I make in terms of recruitment, selection, and placement, learning and development, performance management, and rewards and recognition. I also ensure that in all the cases that I decide on, we base our decision on the records and the evidence at hand. As we place a high value on hitting the targets, we also ensure adherence to policies and values of the Commission. Here in CSC RO5, our brand is service with integrity and excellence.